guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today is a Disney Vacation Club video and we're going to be talking all about Disney's planned resort Reflections, and more specifically, what would it take for me to buy points at Disney Vacation Club's newest resort? And I'm really glad that you're here. Okay, so first of all, if you're wondering why I'm filming in the guest room instead of in my normal studio downstairs, the light is much better up here, and also with everybody home, the basement is kind of a main thoroughfare, and it's just really hard to film down there right now. So we're gonna be up here for a little while, but that's totally fine because the light is good and it's quiet, and we'll just go with it. We'll just go with it. It's strange times, and so we do whatever it takes. Okay, so I want to talk about the future. Are you ready to talk about the future? I think we all are ready to talk about the future. And as a Disney Vacation Club member, I have been looking at the Reflections Resort ever since it was first introduced a couple of years ago. Now, we don't have a lot of information about Reflections. It's not even scheduled to open until 2022. It is under construction, and the location is where River Country used to be. It's right as you get to the landing at Fort Wilderness. For those of you that are familiar with that area, kind of over where the horse barns are, all of that area has now been walled off and the construction is still going strong. And last I heard, yes, Disney absolutely still plans on opening Reflections. There were some projects that I have heard rumors have been put on hold, but that project, because of how far they already are into construction, does sound like it is a go. Now, here's why this resort appeals to me so very much. First of all, we love the Fort Wilderness area. Love it. In fact, if you told me that I had to give up my DVC membership, but I could stay at Fort Wilderness for the rest of my life, I would be okay with that. We love the location. We love how peaceful it is. I love that you can leave Magic Kingdom during a crazy, insane day. You can get on a boat, you can come back to the fort, and you feel like you are a million miles away from everything. I have been at Fort Wilderness when it has been at full capacity, and it has never felt crowded. It always just has this peaceful, calm atmosphere. There's tons of wildlife over there, and it's just beautiful. Also, the theming of Reflections totally vibes with me. The whole Disney nature films, as I'm looking at the concept art, I'm seeing a lot of Pocahontas and Bambi and Brother Bear. And then, of course, when they announced that they were going to have Tiana's restaurant out there in an area that looks very much like the Bayou, and it's just me. Now, I'm the first to say that is not everybody's cup of tea. And you guys might be kind of surprised since you know how much I love the contemporary, but I'm a very varied girl. I like different things. It's okay to like different things. And you also might be surprised to hear that I would even be considering buying points direct from Disney, because I have talked a lot about how I think Disney has really become less of a value when it comes to Disney Vacation Club because of the increase in direct pricing, but also the increase in points required. And I did a whole video where I got more in depth about that, and I compared the different resorts. So you can go to the card right here and go check that out if you're interested. But that was why Riviere didn't appeal to me at all. Well, number one, because it really just felt like a hotel. And no, I haven't been there. And those of you that love it, I am so happy for you. But I like something that feels a little more sprawled out, a little bit more like a resort. So our home resort is Old Key West for that very reason. I love how big it is. I love that it feels like a true destination all to itself. So this is the vibe I'm kind of getting when I look at the concept art for Reflections. And I've been excited about it for a long time. So what would it take for me to buy at Reflections? Now, this is going to get good, you guys, because I have a list in front of me. I realize that this is a pie in the sky list. Okay, I get that. I get that the odds of these things happening are slim to none. So I'm probably not going to be buying at Reflections. So let me just say that at the outset. But if let's say if there's 5 things on the list, if 3 of them could happen, this girl may have a Reflections contract in her future. So let's start with number 1. 1 and 2 bedroom villas. Now, unless plans change, this has already been established that this is going to happen. I did not like at all the Polynesian because it only had studios and of course, the bungalows. Those don't work for us. I don't know, those of you that have grown children, some of you very comfortably stay 5 in those studios. That would not be my family. It would be a prescription for disaster and not something I would at all be interested in. So although the theming of the poly totally appeals to me, and I was so excited when they announced it, the fact that there are not 1 and 2 bedroom villas made it a no-go for me. So the number 1 requirement is must have 1 and 2 bedroom villas. Okay, so that's number 1. So we kind of already know that's going to happen because they've already released some of the concept art. So again, unless something drastically changes, that's going to happen. Number 2, bathrooms. Now this is one of those ones that's probably not going to happen, but I've talked about this before. I want 2 bathrooms in a 1 bedroom, and I want 3 bathrooms in a 2 bedroom. This is what I get at Bay Lake Tower, and this is what I get at Animal Kingdom, and I love it. When you have 3 kids, Scott and I have a bathroom and they have a bathroom, it's a game changer. And I don't care how many different ways Disney lays it out and tells me, oh, it's a split bath and there's 2 showers. If there aren't 2 toilets, what do I always say? If there aren't 2 toilets, there aren't 2 bathrooms. I'm just saying, don't try to tell me that that's 2 bathrooms. It's not 2 bathrooms. I want 2 designated bathrooms in a 1 bedroom, and I want 3 designated bathrooms in a 2 bedroom. Is that likely to happen? No, not in any way, but that's what I would need in order to buy. Now I said I don't need all of the things on this list, but that's one of the things that I would need. Number 3, reasonable point allocation. Now, I am not going to go into the numbers here, but if you are a big enough nerd to go and check it out, which of course I am, go and look at the difference in point allocation between Old Key West and Riviera. It's absurd. Now, even when I look at something like Copper Creek and Riviera, it's absurd. So if we can get that point allocation a little bit closer to Copper Creek, then I could be on board with that. But the way that Riviera was laid out and the ludicrous amount of points that's required to stay there, no, just no. And you know, again, if you bought at Riviera, that is fantastic for you. This girl is way too frugal to buy that many points because our family always stays in a minimum 1 bedroom and usually a 2 bedroom. I just can't afford it. So if you can afford it, then I'm so proud of you and that's amazing, but we're just more frugal than that and I can't do that. So if the points align more with Copper Creek, I mean, it'd be fantastic if they aligned with Old Key West, but that's probably not going to happen. But even more aligning with Coldwater Creek, that's a store that used to be in business. Even aligning more with Copper Creek, I could still see me buying in. So I need a reasonable point allocation. Okay, this next thing, there's no way this is going to happen, but this is something I think Disney should really listen to me on. I would like, if you're going to do financing, which I'm the first person to say you should never finance a timeshare. Never, never, never. It is a horrible financial decision. But I think Disney should offer 0% financing and a substantial discount if you pay cash. I think money is very cheap right now. We know what's going on with the Fed. I think it is a way for a lot of families to be able to access Disney Vacation Club that might not otherwise be able to, especially in our current economic environment. So if you offered me 0% financing or a very substantial discount for paying cash, I definitely could see myself buying a Reflection. So I don't know, Disney, you should listen to me. It'd be a really good idea. And then finally, now this is one that's really not, I mean, it could happen, but I doubt it. In order for me to buy Reflections, I would need no resale restrictions. Now, if you just went, restrictions, what is she talking about? So then I encourage you to go look up Disney Vacation Club resale restrictions. With Riviera, Disney started a new policy so that when the points become available for resale, which they're not yet with Riviera, but they will be. Maybe they are. I don't know. I haven't checked. I don't think anybody is reselling Riviera quite yet. Those resale points, if I go and buy those points, I can only use those points at the Riviera. I cannot use them at Old Key West. I cannot use them at Beach Club. I cannot use them at Boardwalk. So those contracts, in my view, will be much less valuable on the secondary market. For that reason, I will not buy a new contract from Disney with that stipulation, because should I come into a financial situation in my life where I need to sell that contract, it, in my opinion, will not have the value that one of the other contracts would have, and that's just not a chance I'm willing to take. So in order for me to buy at Reflections, I need there to be no resale restrictions on how those points can be used. Now, I'm okay with the fact that membership extras and all of that when you buy resale, that's fine. Disney, do what you want with membership extras. But when it comes to what resorts people can stay in, I will not ever be buying a contract at a resort that if I go and try to sell it, that contract has all kinds of rules and stipulations about where it can be used within Disney property. I'm out on all that. So the last thing Disney's going to need to do is have no resale restrictions. So yeah, that's it. What did I say? I need like 4 out of those 5 things, maybe at least 3 out of those 5 things. But if I get none of them, this girl will not be buying Reflections. And it kind of breaks my heart because, again, I really do love it. But here's the good news. It's also going to have regular hotel rooms. I can always stay. I could rent points if I wanted to, although you guys know I'm not a big fan of renting points. Reflections just looks like such a beautiful place. And one way or the other, I will be staying there. But unless I can get some of the things on this list, I will not be buying Reflections. So we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe Disney will watch this video and they'll change their mind about a whole bunch of different things. Wouldn't that be nice? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. And I hope we're all dreaming about our next trip to Walt Disney World. Be good to each other, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.